Introducing Janaye Henry, Ngāti Kahu ki Whangaroa. She crafts pūrākau that empower rangatahi and make us humour te kata. Of Te Aotearoa and Fijian descent. He's racking up millions of views and packing out shows called Joe Daymond. Ānei ā, Courtney Dawson. Waikato Ngāti Kuri, telling it just like it is. The pride of Ngāti Hoa. Ānei ā, Hoani Hotene. Look at all you fellas, eh, chair? One white fella in the front, meanty. My guy. I know, I feel your pain, brother. I'm here. Kia ora, ko Timothy taku ingoa. My name's TimProvise. You may have seen me online eating pies. And obviously I'm away from that now, eh? Sheesh, you know, I'm getting healthy, I'm good. But it's so good that we're doing this for Matariki. Got a 12-year-old son. And, you know, we went out, we looked at the stars. And I was like, over here's Waiti, Waita, and he's like, Dad, what's that one? You know that one that, Pirihimana, that's a police helicopter over there. Che. We would hardly hear any te reo on TV. It was really hard. But there's a couple of words that I reckon, you know, it's cool. We use waiata now. We use, you know, there's a lot of these mainstream words that come in, eh? But I reckon there's a couple of words we need to make a little bit more, make great again, eh? You know, make great. The first word I want us to make great again, all right? We've got to put this in our everyday language for the others, you know? And that word is paru. Make paru great again. Because Māoris, the more they roll their R's, the more paru you are. Because if your auntie goes, man, your shoe's a bit paru, there's a couple of specks of dirt on it. But if you're about to, if you get home from school and your auntie goes, ooh, you're paru. Go have a wash, you paru. You see what I'm saying? The rrr is in there. Another word we have to make great again. It's not even a word, it's like an emotion. We feel it, you know? When our Māori brothers and sisters go, oosh. Man, I love it, eh? Oosh is like a historical word, man. Fellas don't know. The originator of oosh was Maui. He's just walking through the forest, you know. Bro, he's up to. Oosh, that sun's going a bit too fast, my boys. Oosh. Sheesh. Oosh. It's in the treaty as well. Down the bottom, there's a little bit that was ripped off. Kind of like what they always try to do to us, eh? Oosh. It's like, blankets, oosh. Oh, no. Blankets, oosh. Oosha, muskets, oosh, yeah, oosha. For real. The other week, I was my younger cousin. He's 19 years old. He got caught cheating. And it was hard, eh? It was hard. He was, you know, he was young. He didn't know what was happening. You know, Snapchat DMs, but he got snapped. He got caught out at the Hall of Fame at Denny's. Do you fellas know that? See. Sis down here knows. Hey, sis down here knows. You been on that, sis? Hey? Don't worry. We're all whānau here. All goods. Eish. Eish over here. He was just out with his missus holding hands like, come on. Hey, you know, just get to his car ASAP. And anyway, we were all there, eh? And we were really interested on what happened. You know, us Māoris, we love the raru, hey? You know, we cleanse ourselves with raru. Links raru. That's what we put on our body. Just, ooh, I love that raru. Give me that. We love the gossip. Anyway, all the whānau went around to his room, which is a /garage, /gym, /boxing ring, /horticultural area. We went in there and, you know, the first thing, you know, all the whānau, you know, they act like they're concerned, but they just want to know the gossip, eh? They don't care. First thing I get in there, it's just Instagram Live. Got an Instagram Live, all of that, raru, eh? Give me a couple of followers. This fella has the audacity, eh? We're sitting there, and what happened? What happened, Tama? Tama, this is true, Tama, he's sitting down and he turns over and he goes, not my fault, man. Mara mataka. This fella tried to use the maramataka to get out of this. He's using the our ancestral calendar for his get out of jail free card. I was like, hey, and he's like, man, it's Rako Nui phase right now. You know? Good for planting seeds and eeling. I don't know what kind of hinaki that fella's been into, eh? Sheesh. And I was like, nah, he's actually quite genius. He found a little loophole here, you know? And, you know, one small step for Māori, one giant leap for infidelity. No. See, Michael Jackson had it all wrong, you know? He was blaming it on the boogie. No. Blame it on the moonlight. Blame it on the maramataka. If it was me, Kylie Jackson, he might have got away with it, eh? Pretty sure Willie Jackson probably tried that as well. I just moved back to Taranaki. I love Taranaki, man. It's my home, and learning my reo as well, and being part of the whenua, being closer to my maunga, and but the more that I learn about like reo, see, because when I was learning, I thought like, you know, in English it's like water, melon. You put it together, it's a melon with water in it. That's not how Māori works, eh, Tim? Sheesh. Because you drive into Taranaki, the first town you hit is Urenui. My sis over here already knew that, eh? You're gonna spoil my joke here. That's the first place you get into. Urenui. Big penis. Right? And I'm driving there. And I'm like, see kids, this is where Dad's from out. Hey, yeah. Man. And my missus is like, no, he's not. He's not from there. Trust me. Trust me. He's down the road at Disappointment District down the road. Oh, right. Then I'm not even lining this up. The next town over is called Mimi. Look it up on your Googles there. You thought I'm joking. It's called Mimi. And I'm like, yeah, surely you can't make that one up. Go around the corner and there's Waitara. I'm not even going to do the rest of that joke because you fellas already know. Far out. I'm going to get probably a lot of praise and a lot of hidings after this. And you'll see my face a little bit more. I'm going to come in and introduce you to the next acts that are coming on. And it's going to be an amazing night. You guys are really going to enjoy it because they've assembled the Avengers. They've assembled, that's all they are. These are the Māori comedy Avengers. You know, I'm out here looking for the most impressive things, you know. My bro's going for that Billy Ray Cyrus look right now, my bro. Red Band Redemption. Give us a swirl, brother. Oh. Yeesh. Let's go, little Nas X, baby. Can I have some of yours? Can I have some? What you doing, my bro? Thank you.
Just went with the green and the green.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I followed it up with the
camo.
Yeah, with the camo.
And then you top it all off with them ready bandies.
Yeah, bro. I was like, Jordans or red bands? Jordans or red bands? Red bands all day.
You already know, man. You already know.
I got the Jordans in the bag. It was backup.
Just in case you got to go out there and break some ankles. Bro, can you give us a demonstration? Hey, just slide them on, slide them off. Boom. Boom. See? Hardly no time.
Yeah. Mahi dog.
Okay.
Thank you.
Personally, bro, I don't really like the blue bands. It shows a person that doesn't do much mahi, bro.
They're the ones that are, it's time to do the mahi in the kitchen. I'm busy.
Yeah, exactly that, bro.
The cuts and the red bands. Revolutionary, my brother.
Yeah. Wonder what those are for.
Tell us, bro. Give them a mic.
The Rolex. There must be a winner.
Come here. Coming up next is the sis, Janaye Henry. My man. You want today, man. Your next act, she is all about that sass. She's gonna just rock your fella's socks off today. I need you to put your hands together as loud as possible. Paki up for Janaye Henry. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, kia ora koutou. It is true, my name is Janaye Henry. I'm Ngāti Kahu ki Whangaroa. So yeah, Naughty Northy kind of explains a few things. It is so good to be here Because as the Pākehā say, 'tis the season. And Matariki, it's Matariki season. And that is such a special time in my whare. I live in a flat, because stars, they're just like us. And I live with flatmates. And one of my flatmates is a Māori astronomer. Ooh, yeah, that's a bit of something. He's a Māori astronomer. So Matariki is like huge for us. I know it's huge for Māori people sort of generally, but us specifically, it's really popping off, you know? We're reflecting, we're celebrating, we've got hakiri, there's kaitahi, there's wānanga, we're doing it all. We're looking at star clusters. It's actually a really full-on time, and I feel so grateful for the knowledge he imparts. You know, we did a hakiri, all his mates came over, so gorgeous, little kaitahi, and I started reflecting, right, as part of Matariki, I was reflecting, and sort of one of my reflections was, I wonder if he could have done the dishes before he went to sleep. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I love it. It's so special to connect. I wonder if there could have been a few more vegetarian options. Do you know what I mean? And it's good. It is gorgeous. And it is gorgeous. And I love the kaupapa. But I do wonder if we could keep it a little bit down at 3 a.m. because I've got work the next day. Do you know what I mean? It's gorgeous. We get so many opportunities, you know. He knows the stars like the back of his hands, you know. It's amazing stuff. He'll take me out there, you know. We're going to see Matariki rise. We're climbing a maunga. It's gorgeous. It's so special, you know. And I do sort of reflect, I celebrate, and I sort of reflect and I think, and did we have to climb the maunga to see the cluster? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gorgeous to see it. It's gorgeous to see it. Yeah, Fire's with me in the front. It's gorgeous to see it, and it's good to feel close to it. But I wonder if I could feel close to it on a flat patch of grass. Do you know what I mean? And is that okay? Could I feel close to it sort of on the pavement? Do we need to be sort of, you know, I do wish the stars sort of happened a little bit earlier or a little bit later. We're sort of getting up at that 4 a.m., you know, and I do sort of wonder, is the maunga we have to climb maunga kia? Is there a more gentle one, you know? And that's just some of my Matariki reflections I've been having in my flat. But it is genuinely a really gorgeous time of year. I do really love it. I think it's wrong when people are like, you know, it's sort of exactly the same as New Year's, you know, as New Year's for everyone, because I think I'm not really hearing resolutions being happening for Matariki in the same way as New Year's. I feel like New Year's resolutions, it's always one weirdly about people's bodies. They always try to pretend it's not. They're like, it's my health. I'm going to do a health journey this year. But the health journey is always like, I'm going to drink more water. That's always one. I'm like extra thirsty this year for no reason. That's fine. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to do 30,000 steps a day. No, yeah, I'm gonna do 30,000 steps a day, and I'm gonna start doing creatine. That powder. Don't know what it does. I'm gonna do some creatine. That's gonna be gorgeous. So I'm sort of like, these resolutions are quite me. Do you know? They're quite about the body, and not in a way of I want to be well to serve my community, but in a way of like, I want to be so skinty in my community. I want to be a little waif. I want the wind to blow and I fall over. Like, it's sort of not. I'm never hearing someone during Matariki be like, I might start my gut health journey. Do you know, it's not him. I might do a few more probiotics this year. Like, what the heck is that about? But it has been a gorgeous season of reflection. I've been reflecting on sort of the last 12 months, and it's been a lot because I'm shockingly now single. I know. And don't be too worried. And please don't rush the stage, actually. If you could just form a line, I'll meet you one by one after the show. Don't rush the stage, and don't send me creepy DMs unless it's not creepy and it's cute. In which case, send like a CV as well. But it is shocking to be single. It is shocking to be single in 28. Exactly how I imagined it, in a share house, loving it. No, it is gorgeous. Scientists are a bit confused about why I'm single. They're kind of trying to work it out. What's happened? What's gone wrong? And that's no worries at all. So I've sort of been like reflecting on that, being single. It feels chic. It does feel chic. But the scary thing about dating in this political climate is there are actually people who vote wrong. And you know what? Everyone is entitled to their vote. They are entitled to it in the same way people are entitled to a wrong opinion. You can have it, but I don't have to love it. I've been going on a lot of picnic dates because I'm a little whimsical lesbian. I love to be in grass, no matter the season. Winter, rain on me, so romantic. First kiss in the rain, why not? So I've been doing a lot of picnic dates, and I've actually got it down to a T, how to keep yourself safe out there. You can work out the political party someone votes for by what chippy they're bringing to the picnic. Yeah. Oh, intrigued. Colour you intrigued? I'll tell you about it. Okay, if they're bringing a bluebird, that's kind of any kind of your like chicken, salt and vinegar, ready salted, even green onion if you're in the South Island. If they're bringing a bluebird, okay, they're voting Labour. Okay, it's sort of inoffensive, but it's not really taking much of a stand, and that's okay. Okay, I'm not offended by a bluebird, but I'm not wowed by it. If they are bringing with them an orange chip, any kind of orange chip, okay, and this is for a day, a ration, a burger ring, a twisty, a cheesel. They're voting for ACT. Childish. That's childish behaviour. That's childish. Grow up. Get out of the sandpit. Grow up. That is childish behaviour. If they're bringing, and you can probably guess, a veggie chip, a cassava chip, even sort of like a farro chip, honestly, that is greens. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're pretending it's accessible, but you're like, you paid $3 more for that. Do you know what I mean? They're like, anyone could do this. No, that's more money. That is definitely more money. It's sort of a hooky thing. However, if they bring with them a hot chip, if they bring with them a hot chip, that's kaitahi. That's dinner with rawiri. That's, lips hit straight from the bottle. That's whakawhanaungatanga. That's real love right there. If they bring a hot chip with them, you better lock that right down. You better actually lock that down really fast. It's the flirtiest chip you can bring because it's community. Do you know what a hot chip says? Hot chip says root vegetable. Hot chip says Māori are a practical people. Hot chip said Māori people are going to survive the storm. That's what they say. And do you know what? National? Do you know what chip they are? And this always gets a little bit of flack, but I'm going to explain it. They're a Pringle, okay? And I get it, because It is Pringle, because it's bland, it's safe, it's cardboard. However, people are like, some people think it's quite a nice chip. But do you know what this is? Getting the Pringle? That's inaccessible. And that's what National are doing. They're doing an inaccessible Pringle. They don't want you to get it. And I'm not going to trust it. I'm actually not going to trust a Pringle. Okay, so keep safe in the streets. Thank you so much. I've been Janaye Henry. You've been awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Are you ready to be famous? Oh, come on now. What are you looking away for? You gonna be in there or what? All right, come over here. I need some help. All right? I gotta do this comedy show thing now. And I gotta introduce some people.
Yeah.
So I just need some help. Here we go. Ready, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Coming up next, it's the bro Joe Daymond.
Hey. This fella next over here, he's inspired me to do comedy. All right, he's been such an inspiration to a lot of people. Okay, straight out of Wainui. Okay, don't judge him for that. All right, you know, if you don't know Joe, you're about to find out. This fella's got more Instagram followers than brown cups at the marae before the raru, you know. And he's probably got he's got more hot takes than the aunties in the wharekai as well, eh? Okay, I need you to please welcome my brother. Put your hands together for my bro, Joe Daymond.
Make some noise for Timmy, please. It's Fano. Make some noise. Appreciate you guys coming out. Now, it's good being here. I'm called Joe Daymond Toku Ingoa. I'm a proud Māori Fijian. It's crack up being half Māori, half Fijian. There's a bit of a clash on both sides. My grandmother on my Fijian side, she wasn't too stoked with my mum, you know, dating my dad. She didn't want her to date a Māori. She wanted someone with money. That didn't tick that box. When we were younger, she'd be like, "Hey, you boys, you're not Māori. You're Fijian and English," because she knew they had all the property. So she was trying to get us a head start. So she'd always kind of tell us that, and until she learnt what treaty settlements were. And then it was, ko meri, tōku ingoa. O te atiawa te iwi. And I had to tell her, I was like, "Oh, Pumbo iwi doesn't actually have any money." And she's like, "Oh, ko tainui." Te iwi. I was like, "Nan, have you ever been to Hamilton?" She was like, "No, I heard it on Shortland Street." proud Māori as well. My koro, he passed away. Rest in peace. He was his big dream for me was to move over to Australia. So I've absolutely failed him. Still living Tamaki, unfortunately. Sorry, koro. His big dream for us to move over to Australia was because he loved Home and Away. Absolutely loved it. Loved Home and Away. That was my bro's favourite show. But the thing is that he started to get dementia sort of later in life, which you can laugh. He won't remember it, but you're allowed to laugh. It's all good. But he loved Home and Away, but like as he sort of got on, it was a bit of a struggle for him. Because I don't know if you remember, but like it used to be Home and Away, and then afterwards was Bondi Rescue. But he didn't know like when it crossed over, so one time I asked him, I was like, "Hey bro, how was Home and Away?" And he was like, Chinese fella got caught in a rip. I was like, dang, again? It's crack on, man. I'm born in 95. We got anyone 90s born in here? No? Okay. Young crowd, right. Have we got a few Gen Z in here? A few 2000s? No. Okay. Everyone here was born the year we went to the moon. All right. How was that? No, I'm born in 95, and my brothers, they're both Gen Z. They're born in the 2000s. Weird age gap, weird demographic, that whole group. Because, like, I don't know, for us, like, Gen Z, their parents told them everything, told them the truth. They didn't do that for us. My parents lied to me about everything. Stevie Wonder was my favourite singer. And when I asked my mum how he became blind, she said it was because he watched too much TV. And so I started learning how to read. But Gen Z, like, their parents told them the truth about everything. Like, they know if they have ADHD or anxiety. Kids don't need to know that shit. Back in my day, we didn't know. You didn't know if you had ADHD or anxiety. You were just the kid that had to hold the teacher's hand. Hey. I had to hold 2 teachers' hands. That was crazy. Didn't really work out well for me. I feel sorry for Gen Z though, because like for us, like 90s and beforehand, which is this whole room, apart from my auntie over here, it's 21 tomorrow. You know, like Gen Z, all their negativity's online. I feel sorry for them, man. We shouldn't have outsourced that. We should have kept that in-house. It was good in-house. Because you can control it in-house. You know, like, our haters in the 90s, like, they weren't telling us to kill ourselves. Online. They were doing it whilst dropping us at school. Tucking us into bed. Like, I feel for Gen Z that they get caught fat on the internet. I feel bad for them. We got caught fat by the people that bought us the KFC. Can't delete that comment. It stays up there forever. Were you guys like a big fan of Game of Thrones? Yeah? Couldn't get past the first episode, Because sorry to spoil it. I mean, it's been 10 years. I watched the first episode with my brothers, and then it gets to the end, and it was a brother and sister. Rooting, like we could say that. And that was weird. But like, sexuality is absolutely a spectrum. I'm not saying it's not, but I don't know if rooting your sister's on it, and if it is, don't get me on there. I don't know about you guys, but me and my brothers, we have like an unspoken agreement that we're not going to root each other. But that was just us. It's unspoken, because it's weird if you then speak that agreement. That's weird. It gets weird when you agree on it verbally. Hey boys, just so we clear this up, Been trying to figure out how to talk to my dad. You don't need to get weird. I know him. We go way back. Me and my dad have the same relationship as me and my local dairy owner. Like, he's watched me grow up, but gets awkward after how's your day going. He's not one for talking, my old man. One thing my dad will do is if it gets too like deep or too emotional, he'll just stay silent long enough so that it's not weird when he gets up and leaves. So I could be like, yo, Dad, I've been like struggling with my mental health a little bit. Hey, bro, like, is there anything that you think I should do? And he'll just go, and then I'll just hear him trying to start the lawnmower up, just ripping into that lawnmower. My mum's come out before and been like, why is your dad mowing the lawns at 11 o'clock at night? And I had to tell her, oh, it's because I told him I love him. And my mum was like, oh, you should ask him if he loves you. He might finish building the deck. Tell him you've been thinking about your sexuality, son. You might build us a pizza oven. It's fun. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed Daymond.
We're talking about fashion.
Fraction.
Not fraction.
Oh, not maths.
It's the red bands.
Yeah. You like them?
I love them. I'm gonna put a timer down. If you can do the slushy in that time, I'll donate 3 hangies for them. My own money too. Not for Kata's Māori's money. Because
They don't have money, do they?
I'm doing this for free, my bro. Tahi roa toru pa, go! Oh yeah, baby. He's in there. He's not quitting. Lennox, you're not a quitter. Zone it in, baby. Woo. Push it to the limit. Booyah! 1 minute 29. But I guarantee there's nobody here that will beat my bro Lennox. Get in there. We're only 10 seconds in, man. This is easy. I just want to let you know these both lost. Rua, tahi, go. Game's going on. We're at 30 seconds right now, girls. Yeah, kaha. I think it's going absolutely horrible.
Me too.
Okay, unfortunately, you are nowhere close to the challenger. But you just won 2 slushies. My man, champion. Walk around with your head high. The tribal chief has spoken. Action.
Coming up next, E Te whānau is Courtney Dawson.
This next comedian, she's the comedic equivalent of, yeah, I said that, what? That's what she's like that, all right? You may have seen her on Celebrity Treasure Island. She's on a new show called Don't, all right, which is funny because that's what all her exes say when she goes, can I do a joke about you on stage? So no, don't do that, hey, jeez. Ngāti Kuri Zone, let's give it up for Courtney Dawson, let's go!
Kia ora e te iwi, how are we? Kia ora, ngamihi o Matariki. Māori New Year's, our time to shine, eh, guys? Yeah, happy Māori New Year's. Is anyone in here who's not Māori? Make some noise. Oh, kia ora. Yeah, that's all right. You just can have fun on Māori New Year's as well. Yeah, you can shine. Yeah, well, actually, it's my time to take a rest. That's what I'll be doing. I'm happy to be here. I was a bit nervous about doing this gig, to be honest. I was a bit nervous because I've been taking a bit of a break from stand-up at the moment because I'm going back to do my level 3 and 4 te reo e te wānanga, which is thank you so much. And so as we progress through this set and I talk about some more ratchet aspects of my life, just remember this moment when you were proud of me, okay? Okay, thank you. I'm really excited to be doing this. I had to say yes. I am so broke, bro. It's crazy how when you don't do any work, you don't get any money. What the heck? That's crazy, but and it's fine. You know, I'm pretty used to being broke because that's how I grew up. You know, like even when I got money, the broke is still baked in my bones. You know, that's my natural state. And I am privileged in a lot of ways. You know, my family, my parents own our family home. You know, it's just the type of home that when something breaks, that's broken now. You know. And it's staying broken is actually best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that my dad fixes it, okay? I don't know if you fellas have one of these bots, DIY, bootleg solution dads, okay? I do, and I've always known that this is what my dad has been like, ever since I was a kid. Like I was 12 years old, walked out of my room, shut the door, boom, ripped the door handle off. Too strong, okay? And even at that young age, I knew I might never see the inside of my room ever again. Had to quickly run to my dad. I was like, Dad, my door handle's ripped off. He's like, don't worry about it, girl, I gotcha. And I come home from school, and there's just a screwdriver in my door. Now, bootleg solutions, they're fine for temporary fixes, okay? It's just not that cute when you're 27 years old, coming home at 3 a.m. with a booty call and you have to hotwire your way into your door. Huh? Bootleg. Everything in my family is bootleg. Even our Matariki celebrations, bootleg. My mum just make it up, you know? My Pākehā mother, she's right into it. She's treating it like just Christmas 2.0. Yeah? There's no Matariki decorations, doesn't matter. I walk through the door, floor-to-ceiling stars everywhere. Yeah? She cooks a mean boiler, fried bread. You know, my mum's an ally, you know. But my mum is also a bootleg solution, so she's made up all these other traditions. Like she's like, okay, kids, we're going to go outside. Okay, we're going to write down our intentions for the Māori New Year. We're going to put them in the fire, send them up to the stars. I was like, hey, Mum, we're Māoris, not witches, okay? And she does these celebrations all herself. She does it because the other bootleg solution, the other bootleg tradition my dad has made up, and he's made a declaration. He was like, no Māoris shall do any housework in Matariki. Actually, that is one more piece of advice. So, make some noise. Is there anyone here from the North Shore? Of course not. Oh, we built them a whole ass bridge and they're just like, no thanks. That's what I do. I'm from South Auckland, right? But when I'm on the apps, I set my location exclusively to the North Shore, okay? And that is an economic choice. And it's also like the only place that like women in their 30s haven't completely already rinsed, you know? It's like the final Tinder frontier for single bitches in their 30s, okay? That's the only place left for us to go. And it works. Honestly, it works. My mate, Janaye, she was like single for a long time, 10 years, never had a boyfriend. She goes on the apps, dates on the North Shore, found herself a nice little Landrew, okay? I was like, that's mean. And they've been together for 3 years, and I knew that it was getting serious between them because I was on my way to a date on the North Shore, and I drove past Andrew's house. I knew it was getting serious because there was just a tino rangatiratanga flag just straight in the front yard. I was like, mean. Salute my captain, Captain Janie Cook, yeah? Colonising Devonport for the rest of us, thank you. But yeah, so I don't know if you can tell that the apps is not going so well for me. So I decided to do the brave thing and let the man come to me, okay, with mixed results. Because what I've found since doing this particular method is that a lot of the men who are interested in me are a lot younger than me. And that's not a brag, okay? The age difference between me and these men, if we were 10 years older, it would be a flex. If we were 10 years younger, it would be a crime, okay? I don't know if any of you have been flirted with someone from the Generation Z, but this is what it looks like. You upload a selfie, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, fuck up. Huh? God. But there was this one young man who found the strength in his thumb to write me an actual message. And the message said, when you gonna let me take you out, mama? Fire emoji. But I'm not gonna lie, by this point I was worn down, okay? I was burnt to a crisp. And I thought, fine, I'll take this kid on a date, you know? So I set up a little date with him, met him at the cafe down the road from his whare, and I knew it was down the road from his whare, right? Because I was a bit worried about going on a date with someone younger. I was like, oh, you know, I better act like I do a little bit demure or something. I know I'm coming pretty strong. So I was messaging him and I was like, oh no, I'm worried about meeting a stranger from the internet. And he did this very Gen Z thing, was like, to make me feel safe, he sent me a copy of his utility bill and his driver's license. Which is very cute. It's very cute, this scrawny little shit thought that he could take me. All good, you know, I go down to the cafe, get there first, buy the coffees to establish dominance. And we sit down and we start having this conversation, you know, and immediately there's a disconnect. I'm telling stories about 6 years ago before I started doing comedy. He's telling stories about 6 years ago when he was in high school. And I can see that there's this realisation dawning on his face, you know. He's like, oh, this lady's actually old. She's actually pretty grumpy, yeah. But all good, you know, I didn't want to waste his time, so I was like, look, Caleb, it's fine, okay? We can end it here, it's fine. And he was very sweet, he was still very sweet. He still texts me after the date. And, you know, usually after you finish a normal date, you text someone, you say, hey, lovely to meet you, would love to see you again. Or, hey, lovely to meet you, just not my vibe. This kid texted me and he said, hey, lovely to meet you, thank you for your time. It's like, no, Caleb, thank you for the stand-up material. Hey, you've been a wonderful audience. My name is Courtney. Thank you for your time. For money.
What are you up to for Matariki, my bro?
Nah, just chilling out with fun though. Yeah, thinking about all those loved ones, eh?
Who is the funniest Maori of all time, my brother?
I think Jeff's pretty crack up, eh? For me, he's just got a little bit of a little bit of cheek to him, eh? Yeah. He's got actually a lot of cheek, eh? But,
You like a lot of cheek, my bro.
Well,
You're keen on a bit of cheek. Nothing wrong with nothing's gone bad with a little cheek, eh, my bro?
yeah, you can't complain.
You can't.
Won't say no.
Hey, off a little cheek here and there. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
You gotta get it where it comes, eh?
yeah.
Nah.
I'm open to a little cheek. And I open a little bit of cheek sometimes.
Ooh. Yeah, nah.
You been to the stand-up comedy, my brother?
Nah, but I watched a lot of it.
You look like you can do some of it.
I haven't been told that before, but thank you, brother.
But have you thought it? You thought it, eh?
I definitely thought it. I thought I was funny, but you know, I think that's just my own delusions.
I'm over here telling you, brother.
Oh, cheer.
Us cheek brothers got to stay together.
Hey, for sure.
Yeah.
We're like one cheek to another.
Bro,
Bro.
just meeting in the middle.
Yeah. You gotta come
You know,
together, eh?
Come together just like cheeks.
Yeah. Bit of a pucky, eh?
Hey, we got to clap it up sometime.
Yeah. Gotta clap it up.
You got to.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go.
Hey, so next up, we got an up-and-comer. He's the real one. Top notch. Pinnacle, apex, top of the mountain.
Salute up, bro.
All the way. His name, Hoani Hotene. There you go, whānau. Chair.
I felt a bit stink because, you know, I don't want to pinpoint people. I was like, oh, yeah, back out in the front. But, cheer, my bro, you're the man, G. But I always, like growing up, my papa was always like, there's two types, okay? Get it right and pronounce it correctly. And I was like, what's that? You know, our European brothers and sisters, you know, they're Pākehā. That's cool. But the ones that do you wrong, you need to put a little bit of gravel in the voice, eh? And they turn into Pākehā. Those ones that call noise patrol on you, they're Pākehā. Those ones that don't steal, you know, don't steal your rubbish bins on Thursdays, those are Pākehā. They're nice. Yeah. There's ones that talk to you about the treaty and don't know shit, they're Pākehā. But that, get a little bit of Middle Eastern in the all right? Anyone from South Auckland here? Oh, yeah, sheesh. Can I get a ride home after this? Sheesh. To go to Papatoitoi after this, eh? Okay, I'm going to break it down for you fellas, because I got to forget sometimes we're on the television at the moment. I got to be a little bit universal, you know? Because in South Auckland, you know, we get 2 Christmases, okay? We get the normal Christmas, and then we get inorganics. Inorganics, there's a couple of people in the front that are like, they must be from Hamilton. They didn't have inorganics, eh? Shame out. You didn't have inorganics, eh? Inorganics was when, like, all the privileged people put all their rubbish out the front, and we came on through and helped ourselves. It was on, you know? Kmart, we didn't need Kmart. Us South Aucklanders, we have Kohimaramat. Need some shelves? Mitre 10. Psh. Mount Wellington. Hey. All right. I told you, fellas. Remember at the start when I told you, fellas, I'm bringing the Avengers with me? I got the Avengers with me tonight, okay? This next act that I'm bringing up, you know, he's the man. He's the only fella I know that can mihi on the pai and then afterwards complain about getting sunburnt. Hey. Told you, man. We're not talking Wakanda. We're talking Wellington for this next comic, okay? He's our Kirima Panther over here, all right? I want you to give it up as loud as you possibly can for my good friend, Hoani Hotene. Give it up.
Oh, kia ora whānau. Hey. Hi, my name's Hoani Hotene. Yes, it's a Māori name. I'm a Māori guy. Surprise. I know. No, it's interesting. I know Tim was talking about being like a pale Māori and everything, and I was like, oh, wait till they see me. No, man, it's interesting. It's nice to be here for Matariki, you know. It's only the 3rd year that we've had it as a holiday. You can tell that some people got mad, you know, because as soon as we had it as a holiday, the government were like, let's get rid of the treaty. They only get 1 holiday a year, I reckon. No, I don't know. It's funny. I worry about talking about politics sometimes. You know, I think not because of anything bad. It's just like, you know, I'm hanging out with a lot of liberal people and I'm losing my hair. You know. No, because what'll happen, right, is you'll start talking about stuff. You know, you start talking about Christopher Luxon, but then if you're losing your hair, you'll very quickly get caught in the crossfire. He'd be like, you see what Christopher Luxon did? Yeah, that bald, egg-headed idiot. Like, I thought we didn't like him for his policies. His policy of being a baldy, it's like, Man. I feel like I have to defend him in like a real weird way, you know? Because people are like, oh, he looks like a thumb. He looks like a thumb. I'm like, hey, that's a pretty important part of the hand. You try hitchhiking without that bad boy, eh? Side of the road like this. Drivers being like, what the? I get overwhelmed by the news, you know. I find it kind of too much sometimes, you know. I got overwhelmed recently. It was a time when Destiny's Church were doing their crazy stuff, you know, because they got crazy ideas. You know, they'll paint over a rainbow crossing like a rainbow crossing is gonna make people gay. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy because like my whole life, right, I've been walking over black and white stripes. I never try to fuck one zebra. And I will go to the zoo, okay? I'm a risk taker. No, it's religious fundamentalists. They always focus on strange things. Like if I was a religious fundamentalist, I'd be going hard against like dinosaurs, you know? Because that's a much stranger tangent within the Christian creation story, you know? To be like God created the heaven and the earth, the land and the sea, and he was gonna make people, but for quite a long time, he was like, rah, rah. You couldn't handle the pterodactyl at the end there, could you? It was too much. Just like, bro, that dinosaur can fly. No, very nice, very nice. Oh, it's interesting. I actually grew up in a kura kaupapa. So you know, I grew up around Te Reo. You know, it's very cool. You know, I know there's a lot of. It's funny. I know that there's a lot of pale skinned Māoris out there. You know, me and Tim, we're not the only ones. You know, like I like to call us like the SPF Māori. The F stands for whānau, you know, because we got each other's back. A lot of people are trying to pitch for a few Māori TV shows tonight. Eh? I don't know. Are you guys looking to make like a biopic on Paul Tito? That's kind of the. That's a little niche, that one. Okay. Hey, just cut that one out, okay? Write it down. No NPC references in this show. No, I don't know. I prefer, you know, I'm here to pitch some new kupu Māori for you guys. Do you know what the kupu Māori is for comedian? It's kai whakahaha. Kia ora. Yeah. It's just with the revitalization, you know, there's still a lot of words being added into the lexicon, you know. I actually got another one for you guys. It's renanya. You guys know that one? Lasagna. It's a little more niche, you know. Maybe you use it if you have like a Māori Garfield, you know. Rahina, rahina. Because that cat does not like Mondays. Interesting. No, I like doing this. It's very nice to be along with so many Māori comedians. You know, yeah. Like I said, when I was growing up at Kura Kaupapa, it was very nice to be surrounded by everyone who was Māori. You know, it wasn't perfect. You know, I got bullied a little bit when I was at school. I actually heard that New Zealand had the worst cases of bullying in the world, which kind of makes us the best bullies in the world if you think about it. But I remember I came home one day, I was so upset. I told my dad, like, this kid's been bullying me, he's been pushing me around, you know, he's doing all this stuff. And he goes, Hoani, what you need to do is you need to fight him. I was like, oh, you know, because I was expecting maybe like a hug or... No, he's like, you got to stand up for yourself, okay? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog is what he told me. You know, and he was like, you're going to go up to him, you're going to give him this whole speech about why you're fighting him as well. And I was like, Dad, I watched Dragon Ball Z, okay? I do know before a fight you are supposed to do a monologue. What he didn't tell me, though, is he didn't actually tell me how to fight somebody, okay? As an 11-year-old, it's not something you just know. So before school the next day, I looked up a YouTube video on how to hit somebody, okay? I found a video by a guy with a black belt in karate. He said, don't hit somebody with your knuckles because you'll twist your wrist. You actually hurt yourself. Okay, you hit somebody with the palm of your hand, you just power straight through. Okay? Now, that's probably pretty good advice for somebody with a black belt in karate. Go to school the next day, I go up to this kid, I'm like, hey man, I'm sick of you bullying me, you've been doing this for so long, I'm tired of it, I'm gonna do something about it. Whole time I'm talking to him, like, I'm crying. They didn't say to do that in the YouTube video. That's a little flavor I added myself. I go, hey man, I'm sick of you doing this. I go to hit him. What happens next is I aggressively caress his face. And he strangles me. And as I'm struggling to breathe, I'm thinking like, oh, I reckon the size of the dog's actually pretty important in this situation. No, it's nice talking about being Māori, nice being around Māori. I always like talking about it. I get a lot of people coming up to me after shows that'll start telling me things. I had an older Pākehā guy start telling me every thought he's had about Māori people, you know. He's like, I went to school with 3 Māori families and 2 of them didn't even identify as Māori. And I was like, oh, it sounds like you went to school with 1 Māori family. It's not really something you can put on to people. You can't be like, hey, what iwi are you from? It's like, oh, no, I'm not actually Māori. It's like, oh, you're not going to get me with that one, Sione. What's interesting though is that you know, I'll get people coming up to me and they'll say like, oh, I like how you talk about, you know, you got this pale skin but you're Māori, you know, part of a culture that you don't necessarily look like, and a lot of the times when somebody comes up to me and they're like, oh, I'm Māori and I don't look Māori, I think, oh, that's really cool, you know, it's nice to connect like that. But every now and again somebody will come up to me and they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm Māori and I don't look Māori, and in my head I'll be like, bro, you look like Piri Wepu. Who have you been talking to, okay? I spotted you a mile away. I don't know if it's just I got like a keen eye on it or something, you know, because people would always say like the only thing that looked Māori about me was my nose, you know. So I became very proud of my nose, you know. Even as a kid, the teacher would be like, "All right, kids, let's relax. Everybody, ha ki roto." I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking nail this." The nostrils. No, even now, you know, people be like, "Oh, you got a Māori nose," and a bit. Yeah, helps me breathe. Okay. Oh, what's that smell? Jealousy. Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe it comes with like you know, you kind of got to be a little bit defensive, you know, because one of the other questions I'll get is like things about like what's the difference between a Māori sense of humor and like a Pākehā sense of humor, and that's an interesting thing because it's very specific, you know, and I think it's actually changed because I actually watched a documentary on Māori humor. It was made by Whakaata Māori in about 2002, 2003, and I can tell it's changed because you know who popped up 3 times in that one? Winston Peters. Yeah, I don't see him in the green room. He started doing some jokes and be like, "Winston, this seems real racist." That's another thing to cut out that one, please. All right, I might end it there. My name's been Hoani Hotene. This has been a lot of fun. I'll catch you guys later.
And that is us, whānau. Chair. I just wanted to say huge mihi out to you fellas, not for you, just for your laughs. But Matariki is all about reflection, all right, and getting in and just, you know, reconnecting, eh? And reflecting on your cousin's not going to be funnier than any of them, eh? You know? Reflect like that. Don't go home and go, "Man, I reckon I got a funnier chick." No, you don't. You don't. You wish you did, but you don't. Or you'd be here. Thank you so much, okay? It is all about looking forwards and looking back for Matariki, and I'm so glad that you guys get to go forth, be safe going home, and yeah, reflect on some of these funny fellas, and also let's make brown comedy great again, eh? Hey! All right, I'll see you fellas next time. Eh, ka kite anō. Paki up for Janaye Henry. Let's go.
Daymond. Courtney Dawson.
Hoani Hotene, give it up.
Make some noise for Timmy, please. It's fun. Make some noise. Appreciate you guys coming out.